Hi, this is Michael Smith, one of the founders of JourneyGuide. I'm going to walk you through just a short, quick demo of the JourneyGuide planning tool. Now you could see a detailed demo as well as some detailed videos on our functionality on the website. But this is just going to give you an overview of what you can expect with the planning tool. So when you first log in, this is what you would see. You would see a list of all of your clients and then a section called Your Opportunities. Now we'll talk about the opportunities here at the end of the video. Your clients, in this case, we only have one, Joe and Mary Klein. So let me go ahead and jump into this case. Once you've built out a case, we create this overview page. This overview page just highlights a few things about the plan, like how much they can spend in retirement, where maybe some of the sources of income happens to be. We'll skip over this for now. There are 3 pages of entry: about you, investment, savings, and income and expenses. So this is all the information that we need in order to build out a plan for somebody. Now, something to keep in mind, this is the information where the client is today. It's not giving your recommendations, but rather where they are today. So for example, and I'll go through this quickly, it says Joe and Mary Klein. You can see that they're employed, planning to retire in a couple of years. The state, because we calculate both federal and state taxes, and then how much they would like to be able to spend in retirement, their annual spending goal. So this is going to be after taxes in today's dollars. And then additional assumptions that you can go in and change if you'd like. We can just use the defaults that we have here. Joe's going to be passing away at 91, Mary at 94, and we have an inflation rate of about 2%. The second page is investments and savings. So here you can see that it's broken out by his and her qualified, his and her Roth, and non-qualified. And you can see that we have an asset mix that you would select for each one of them. Now we model 18 different asset classes and sub-asset classes behind the scenes. And then if you wanted to, you could actually go into a detailed entry and where you can add as many of those individual accounts as you want to. So we'll go back to the simple view. Then the retirement asset mix. So this is how much, or the asset mix that they would expect to have in retirement, because most likely it will be different than what they would have before retirement. Then any advisory fees and product fees. The third and final page of entry is called income and expenses. So you can see that we have a Social Security calculator built in. If you have a statement for the client, you can indicate what the PIA amount is at full retirement age, and then when the client would like to be able to start taking Social Security. As I said, this is all of the information where the client is right now, today. You may know that it's better for them to take it later, but we're going to have an opportunity to optimize this on a later page. For now, it's where the client thinks they want to start taking it. If you don't have a statement, you just put in their last full-time wage and we'll calculate the PIA amount. Other income and expenses, so you can enter as many of these as you like. And you see a bunch of different categories of income streams. In this case, we're going to enter in a pension, but you can see we could put in, if they're selling a business, if they're expecting an inheritance, part-time employment. So lots of different options there. And then, so we'll say that Joe is expecting about $1,200 a month from Ford with a 50% survivorship component when he passes away. So we have the start age, starts when he's 70, and it's going to go until both of them are gone. And there's no growth. It's just a flat $1,200 a month. Okay. And that's it in terms of entry. So the first page of results is called Where Do I Stand? Now, with most tools that do some kind of Monte Carlo simulation, they'll give you this answer. They'll say, okay, well, you have an X% chance of making your goal. We're no different. We actually give you that number. The problem is that what does the 69% chance actually mean? People have a hard time understanding percentages. Is it passing? Is it failing? So instead, what we'd like to do is actually put it in terms that the client understands. So we turn the problem on its head and we say, okay, well, the client would like to be able to have a high degree of confidence of not running out of money before they run out of breath. So how much can they spend after taxes in today's dollars? So we've calculated that to be $75,400. So you would not believe the impact that this has on a client. I've been in calls where the client just visibly just gives a sigh of relief because now they know. Now they know a number. It may not be their goal, but at least they have some idea of what retirement might look like for them. So it's unfortunate though, sometimes at this point, the client is told, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're not going to be able to meet your goal. So you're going to have to work another 4 years, or you're going to have to save another $600,000 in order to meet your goal. We consider those to be sacrifices. We'd rather that the focus be on solutions, not sacrifices. So let's see if we can shore up that $14,000 difference. That's what leads us to this next page of exploring options. So this is really where the fun happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to make changes on the left-hand side. We're going to see those changes reflected on the right-hand side. As we make changes, we're going to rerun our Monte Carlo simulations. Now we run 5,000 different Monte Carlo simulations, taking into account taxes, inflation, all of the different aspects that go into a plan for each one of those runs. So we recalculate and determine, okay, what is that new safe spending number? So we're going to see this green bar either go up or down depending on the change we make. Well, if we go ahead and add in an annuity, so we model lots of different products from lots of different carriers. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in one here that we have at the top. Core Income 7, it's a rising income option. By default, we assume that it's 20% of their overall portfolio. I'm going to make that 225,000 coming out of Joe's qualified account. And we're going to start taking this when he's 66. Then you can see we list all of the strategies that are available and how much the payout will be based on our modeling. So I'm going to go ahead and include the S&P 500, click Add Annuity, and it's that simple. What we've done there is we have not introduced new money. What we've done is we've replaced a portion of their assets, right, into that guaranteed income stream. And we've seen an increase in how much they can safely spend in retirement by over 9% now, bringing their total up to over $82,000. So let me show you a little bit more about kind of what that looks like. Down here at the bottom, you can see where that money is coming from. The green bar is the annuity. And this income frontier graph is, I think, probably one of the most powerful graphs that we show. It's really talking about best interest. Is the client better off? So we're modeling all of those 5,000 sequences of returns down here on the x-axis, poor returns on the left side, good returns on the right. And we want to know, where is that crossover? Well, in this case, the client would have to experience returns in the top 23% or better in order for this not to have been a better decision for them. So clearly we're doing something that's in their best interest, not just if markets perform really, really poorly. So we've essentially de-risked the portfolio by putting a portion into the guaranteed income stream. So if we consider maybe a fixed income or bond replacement strategy, we could be a bit more aggressive with their assets and go to 70-30. We've taken a slight hit at the 95th percentile, what we had solved for. But the income frontier graph, we've shifted that crossover over. So virtually every every sequence of returns that we're modeling, the client is better off. And then finally, we can optimize Social Security. And the nice thing about this is that we're not just optimizing Social Security in isolation, just with Social Security alone, but in context of everything else that's going on in the plan, meaning taking their pension into account, the annuity into account, everything that's there. So as we move, we can see, okay, Is there a number that actually was greater? And sure enough, there was. If I click on it, it'll take me back to what I had selected. So in this case, for this client, in this situation, taking Social Security at 70 and 66 is actually optimal. You can save this scenario. You can save as many as you like. I'm just going to call this sample. You can generate a report. We have gone through FINRA, and you can see that it is all of the, you can pick and choose which slides you want, but it's basically all of the things that we had just gone over. And that is it in terms of the planning tool. So just a couple of things that I'll touch on. And like I said, we have lots of other videos that you can watch. We have a retirement readiness calculator, which is a prospecting tool that would be included with your retirement planning subscription. And basically you have your own link to that, so that if anybody fills it out, all that their information would actually come directly into your version of the tool. And so you can build out a plan for them very, very quickly. It also comes with a video that can be customized. Finally, we have an additional tool set that we've just recently launched called Annuity Insights. Please reach out to us. We'd love to show you more about that. It is just a powerful set of tools that can show the impact that an annuity can have on somebody's portfolio. We appreciate all of your time here, and please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.